was actually kind of hard for me to admit that God was pulling me to go to Romania, because I have historically gone to Honduras, and so it was like, oh my goodness, God, why this trip? Like, my trip is Honduras. And then especially because, you know, we decided to go on the trip in summer, and then October, you know, we found out we're expecting, or actually November. And so it was like, okay, God, you can't really want me to go, because now I'd be 6 months pregnant. So yeah, I was really listening to God's voice and doing something that really, it was a struggle to really listen and say, no, like, you're going to this one. Honduras is a comfort zone a little bit for me. Like, I speak the language, you know, I look like the Hondurans, you know, I understand the culture. So for me, it was kind of like, this was especially taking a step outside. Sometimes we just don't understand. It doesn't make sense. The feelings to go, or the timing, like, we sometimes will put the barriers up that God has said those don't matter. And so, you know, I kind of wanted to hear God say, oh, you're pregnant. You don't need to go this year or to this next trip because you're pregnant. But that wasn't what he was saying. And so in my mind, it was like, this is going to be terrible. You know, I'm going to have to do all this travel. I'm going to be 6 months pregnant. I'm not going to really help the team, God. Like, what? Why? And so sometimes we get so caught up in those questions that we just don't listen. And it's really easy to. But I think really when you hear the voice, you know, when you hear the voice and you kind of know this is what God wants for me, you just have to put those questions aside. And that's where faith comes in, and just saying, okay, God, I'm going to trust you, which is what I had to do. And it was hard because, I mean, I would have preferred to just stay home and keep that week off of work and just relax, you know. But I knew that God had something else for me. I was able to see him work through me in ways that I would have never had an opportunity to see. And then I think just going on other trips and seeing God use people, you know, seeing him use people of all ages, teenagers and, you know, people who have lived, you know, many years, and seeing him use people with back issues and all sorts of things. So it's amazing seeing that his ways are higher than our ways. So when we think about like our thoughts about timing, or our thoughts about ourselves and what we can add and contribute, like we put it in a box, but he's so powerful that he can use us if we are just open to it. And I feel like that was a big lesson for me, just be open to it. He kind of rocked my world, so.